On, beautiful people? If you're just coming into the stream, pretty slow news day. Sort of, kind of, not really. There's one big piece of news this hit this morning. Ethos dropped a link in the chat, so I know that the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal happened today. Sitting at 4 million views in less than 24 hours, only 14 hours, but I saved it. I have not watched it. So shout out to the YouTuber. He was correct. His sources were correct. Because I said it, I was like, yo, if it turns out the rumors aren't true, your reputation is going to take a hit. But he was right. So now your reputation gets a boost. But we're going to react to it live. We're going to talk about it. See what Nintendo's got in store for us. But I'm not going to lie. My predictions for this before we even watch it, my gut tells me this trailer is about to be underwhelming. And the reason being is I saved this for the stream. But I was monitoring social media today. And I feel like I didn't really see anybody talking about Switch 2. I'm like, yo, Nintendo... The company that saved the console gaming market in the 90s announced a new console today, and I didn't really see nobody talking about it. But maybe it's my timeline. You know, Elon be fucking up the For You page and shit like that. But we gonna see. 2 minutes. Let's get into it. Let me turn down this beat real quick. The leaks ruined it. Was it just straight up the leaks? Let's see. Let's see. I feel lukewarm about the Switch 2. Let's see what it's hitting for. Go full screen. $13 million views on Nintendo's channel. Oh yeah, I'm on a different one. Okay, USB-C. You know, nothing too crazy. Them USB-C cables in your closet gonna come in handy. Nice little tripod. We like that. You can set it on the table, lay it out just like your mama. Ugh, yo, why I got all this squishy ass Splatoon noise in my ear? That shit kind of weird, bro. What the fuck? Splash. I feel like they're putting a lot of emphasis on the analog sticks, so I think the rumors are true. Maybe they'll confirm it later in the trailer, but I think the rumors are true that they're switching to that analog, the magnetic ones or whatever, the ones that don't wear out very easily. So there won't be a stick drift problem, because that was one of the rumors. Why would I ever do that with my controller? Yeah, the Hall effect, the Hall effect. I mean, hold on, let me grab my Switch. Hold on, because it doesn't look like the same shit. One second. All right, let me. I gotta compare this real quick. Okay. This is my Switch right here. This is an original. This is a launch Switch. This is not an OLED because I wasn't buying that shit. I was gonna say it looks like the edges are like more oval. It still does, but like it's like the same thing pretty much. I don't know what I was expecting, but like the stick layout it's literally the same exact thing. This might be the most uninnovative Nintendo product I've ever seen. I thought there would be something slightly different. It's supposed to be bigger, so that's what it is. I'm hoping the screen is OLED then. It said top tier analysis. Because I'm like, this looks like the same exact shit. It's an iteration, not an innovation. Well, I didn't say it was an innovation. But I was expecting something a little bit different. Come on. Well, I guess the tripod. So I think the rumors are true, because the rumors stated before this was announced that the game is supposed to the Switch 2 is supposed to launch with Mario Kart 9. So I'm gonna assume this is Mario Kart 9. The dock looks different though. wish it was the next 3D Mario. I feel that. Okay, I can see the difference. Yeah, this one's definitely bigger. It is a little bit more oval, and there's not as much gap between it, but it's pretty identical. I will say, I could see a world where the Switch 2 comes out and
this should be enough money for
because you remember one of the biggest issues Nintendo faced with the Wii U in comparison to the Wii. A lot of soccer moms and soccer dads walked into GameStop and they were like, I already own a Wii. Why would I get a Wii U? A lot of people thought it was an expansion to the Wii. And the Wii U looked different. It looked very different in comparison to the Wii because it had an actual gamepad. I'd argue the Wii U was the prototype for the Switch and the Switch 2, right? So if the everyday person was going into GameStop and Best Buy and getting confused by the Wii to the Wii U, I could see a world where the soccer moms and the soccer dads go to GameStop, if it still exists next year, because fuck that place, I don't know. And they look at these two devices and say, what's the fucking difference? Especially if it's running the same games at the beginning, they're going to have some piece of software. How many inches? At least 19, like Venom. They're going to have some piece of software that's going to really show off the power in comparison to the Switch. But I could see people being confused by this. I don't know what it needed, but I feel like it needed like one feature that made it stand out completely different from the Switch. Nothing like like maybe like an extra control like on the side or something. Something to just make it stand out, but it looks pretty much the same.
One loyal fan base, although not as loyal as Amy's dumbass is.
It's called the Switch 2. Listen, guys, let me tell you something. Business 101. Do not underestimate, especially Americans, okay? Do not underestimate how fucking stupid people are. People come in my chat every day and ask me why I don't sit in Call of Duty lobbies and troll 24/7 when I'm 34 years old. I'll be 35 this year. People still do that. Do not be surprised how fucking stupid people are. The average reading level in the United States of America is 7th to 8th grade, and it's predicted in the next 5 to 10 years it's going to be 6th grade. So, like, please, I'm not talking about you in the chat. This is why I said I'm talking about the average consumer. Do not underestimate how fucking stupid people are. There's a reason why after the Cheeto got reelected, if you went to Google Trends and search the term, what is a tariff? The search percentages were up like 3,000%. A lot of people voted for something they didn't understand. And we're about to learn the hard way. The price of eggs are about to go up. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not, if you frequent a stream like this, you're more than likely above the average consumer. You're probably an enthusiast because like the average gaming content creator, they just make gaming content to make you laugh and like it's like a chill spot, right? But like I feel like here what's different is I think we talk about games a little bit on a higher level, a little bit more deeper. So if you enjoy content like that, where we talk about the industry like this, I'd argue you're more than likely an enthusiast. Even if you don't buy every new game, you still keep your eye to the street. You want to know what's going on because something might catch your eye. So like what I'm talking about does not appeal to you. I am talking about the people who bring their PS4 into GameStop expecting to get $300 back in in-store credit. And honestly, you are fucking stupid because we're talking about GameStop and also fuck that PS4. Is there anything else in this? So I'm just saying, I can see a world where some people get confused because you're under the presumption that like, imagine a world where somebody's, I don't know, who got a Costco card, right? All the real niggas. Imagine a world where you're in Costco. If you've ever been in Costco,
someone in the chat just got approved for
Yo, shout out to Super Bowl Snow with the subs. Appreciate it. Imagine a world where you're walking around in Costco, right? And if you've ever been in there, you know how they have the gaming stuff set up. All the tech is like to the side with like posters and stuff like that. And it's usually in the front. I can see a world where people are just walking past it and they don't even read the box. Shout out to Cyber with the subs. Appreciate it.
Someone in the chat just got approved for Section 8 housing.
I could see a world where people are just walking past the tech at Costco and they're not reading the box and they don't see Switch 2. All they see from a distance is this in all black. So they're going to think, oh, they must have restocked on the Switch. That's all I'm saying. Don't underestimate how stupid people are. So like if I could consult Nintendo, I would really hammer home what makes this different in their advertising leading up to the release. really show off the power and how it's more powerful, or whatever new features or software or UI or services that this platform is going to add, just so that, you know, the average consumer doesn't get confused. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I wish we would have got more games though, but the rumor did state that they were going to show off hardware. The next Nintendo Direct is going to be for the game, so hopefully they got some bangers for it. You're also not the only person saying this, dude. This dude has worked on marketing. What they say? Oh, Brandon. Sorry, but in my opinion, Nintendo has been very lazy, and a lack of innovation and creativity on the Switch 2 is blowing my mind. Better graphics or whatever is new. As a person in marketing, if someone who doesn't know anything about gaming, I can see someone buying a Switch thinking it was the Switch 2. Literally what I just said. I swear I didn't see this tweet before. Literally what I just said. But like, I'm not talking about people who frequent this stream. I'm talking about people who just play Call of Duty. They play one or two. They play FIFA. If they're walking in the store and they walk past that box without seeing that too, they might just assume it's a Switch. So they're really gonna have to hammer home with the marketing what makes it different. They're really gonna have to come with some bangers too. It's gonna be like the Wii, the Wii U. We'll see. I'm rooting for them. Don't take it as like I want to see them fail or anything like that. It's Nintendo. I grew up a Nintendo kid. I want to see them win. I'm just giving like healthy, constructive criticism. The marketing does feel a little bit lazy in that opening teaser, but at the end of the day, it's a teaser. It's a teaser. Potential price leak. Let me see. Nintendo Switch 2 prices leak. It launches January 11, 2025. I have a hard time believing this is going to launch in July. That's a weird release date. $400 or £400 if you're in the UK. I don't know if I believe that release date, but this price is believable, especially for the hardware specs.
Shout out to that nigga
I think from what I read, it's supposed to be comparable to like a PS4 Pro, which, you know, for some people, they're probably making like a big deal out of that. But you guys got to keep in mind, Nintendo has never been about pushing hardware specs. They like their entire philosophy is cutting a little bit on the specs so they can keep the prices down. And also because their games are more about art direction. Nintendo has never really needed the power that the Xbox and the PlayStation and the PC have. Because once again, their games are more about art direction and not realistic graphics. So keep that in mind. I've seen some people, PS4 Pro, like these games will probably look better than the PS4 Pro games because the art direction is not trying to be like The Last of Us, a fucking realistic zombie game about fucking revenge. Although PlayStation niggas swear it's not about revenge. What was I about to do? That's crazy. $400 for a refurbished PS5 or $400 for a Nintendo Switch. It depends on what games you're into. I think to justify the prices, the software is going to be the most important thing. They're going to have to come with that Metroid 4. They're going to have to come with a new 3D Mario. They're going to have to come with new IPs because we talked about this last stream. ARMS was a new IP Nintendo put out. It didn't really hit like that. Niggas was really not trying to stretch their penis and box niggas online. As much as I loved Astro Chain was a critical darling. People who played it loved it, but it wasn't really like a mainstream success. It didn't really hit like that. I don't know if we ever gonna get another one. I hope so. Nintendo got to come correct with the software. And I think that's what concerns me about the early marketing for it. It's like, where's the creativity, you know? Where's the creativity? Smash 6, we need a new, where Smash Bros at? We don't even know if we're gonna get another Smash Bros because Sakurai says like he tired of making that shit, bro. He is tired of making that shit. Hopeful for a boost mode. The rumor is when you dock it, it is supposed to boost the visuals. We'll see. There's gonna be another Nintendo Direct with the actual gameplay. Like, how often do you play your Switch now? The only time I play my Switch is when my girl comes over and she wants to play me in Smash Bros. Because she always thinks today's the day she's going to beat me. And guess what?
For my locks.
She never does. Like these niggas had forever to plan for this. Yeah, I feel like it could have hit harder. But that's the only time I play. Smash Bros is the only time I play it. I play my Switch maybe once a month. Like we'll get the itch to like play each other. That's about it. I burst out the Switch and niggas swear. Matter of fact, let me put my shit back on the dock real quick. Shout out to the 500 we got to hit already. Copping a PS Portal for 200. Yeah, you better than me. I dragged my hinge date in Mario Kart. That's a crazy first date. Did you hit afterwards? Sex and Super Smash Bros. Okay, so we got that. I think I had something else. Oh, this video I saw in my sub box. I saved it. It's from CNET. Nintendo Switch 2. Everything we know so far. Let's listen to it. It's only 3 minutes. My Switch has dust all over the goddamn screen. Monster Hunter Rise and Generations Ultimate are still fun to play. We got the new one coming out, bro. We playing that on PC.
After literal years of rumors, Nintendo has finally announced the successor to the Switch, officially titled the Nintendo Switch 2. Here's everything you need to know about the new console handheld hybrid. The Switch 2 is bigger, with a larger screen, and while the brief reveal trailer
I hope it comes with a
doesn't give
larger
hardware
battery.
specs, many leaks have mentioned that the new screen will measure around 8 inches in size.
Shit, I would have took that. Just a bigger platform, better graphics, and then a battery that lasts like 8 to 10 hours. When are we gonna innovate on battery technology?
Comparison image how both Switches stack up next to each other. There is a second USB-C port on top this time, not just on the bottom for charging. This functionality also remains unclear. The first Switch didn't allow for display out without some kind of dock or dongle. Here's hoping one of these ports will
OLED, I don't know.
Much like how the
Yeah, I've seen the
Steam
video.
Deck
We watched it yesterday.
the new console has moved away from the dual-colored controllers for a
wields that type of power.
Shout out to you for this up.
more unified black or dark gray look across the new Joy-Cons, other than some accent details around the joysticks and inside the Joy-Con docking mechanism. I actually think this is a bit unfortunate since matching your own color combinations on the first Switch was so fun. Here's hoping that we see a return to colored controllers in the future. The Joy-Cons also have a similar look.
It would be nice to get
last
some
gen,
colors. That shit kind of dull with just the straight black. It's like they made the prototype and said, fuck it, let it ball.
Leaks have talked about Nintendo using a new electromagnetic way to hold the pieces together. The reveal trailer doesn't specify. We also got confirmation that there is a new button located on the right Joy-Con under the home button, and you guessed it, no word on what it does. The kickstand has been updated again, this time allowing for space inside, making it look handle-like. It's also a bit shallower. It will run along the
Yo, shout out to Yuno with the sub.
entire back just like it did on the Switch OLED. There is also still a headphone jack. It seems like the leaked images of the dock were also correct. It has a slightly smaller design with more rounded corners on the top.
What's the reason
last
battery
dock
and
update,
internal memory haven't been upgraded?
Gave it a built-in
I think the
Ethernet
excuse for internal memory is it's so Nintendo's philosophy is to find ways to cut corners to pass on the savings to consumers, right? So I think the philosophy behind not upgrading the internal memory is if they cut corners there, you can always just go get a memory card. Memory cards are dirt cheap. So that's, to me, that's not a big deal. The battery, I don't know. I think battery technology just has not progressed like that. I know every once in a while I'll see like an article about some kid at a science fair working on something to fast charge or hold a bigger charge, but like the tech just hasn't evolved enough from what I've seen. And I think it's because a lot of people aren't interested. I mean, also too, capitalism. Why, last time I checked, Apple is one of the top 5 richest companies in the world. Why would Apple put together, because keep in mind, you can't take the battery out the phone. Why would they create a phone with a battery that lasts 3 days when they can give you a phone with a battery that lasts 8 hours max, really like 4 if you're a heavy user, and after about 6 months, that bitch ain't even holding 4 hours. Now you got to upgrade next year. So I think some of it also is just corporate greed. If you make a product too good, people are less inclined to buy it again. That's also why, which by the way, I've never been suicidal. That's also why here in the United States, they don't preach proper health and good eating. Why? Why? Like we just banned Red Dye 40 or whatever that shit is, that red shit, right? Why would they promote good health when we could just keep you sick and pump pills down your, oh, not your ass, down your throat? Why fix the problem when we can put a Band-Aid on it and charge you for the Band-Aid? That's why, capitalism. That's why I be getting on some of y'all in the chat. Like, y'all gotta stop corporate cocksucking, man. These fucking billionaires, we've been over this. If you are in a desert with Jeff Bezos and you are about to die and it's only enough for one sip left and there's an option to split the water, that little sip, He takes some and you take some. Bro, he's gonna let you fucking die. Stop fucking corporate cocksucking.
But no word on how this new one will differ. Nintendo says it will play both physical and digital Switch 1 games, however, no images of the Switch 2's game carts are shown, so it's unclear.
So if they only care about your wallet, you better make sure you get the most for your fucking dollar. That's what I be trying to preach.
Kind of hardware design to distinguish Switch 2 games. Similar to
Tupperware
how
went out of
Game Boy
business because their product was too good. Facts. That is actual facts. That is facts.
Color games had a notch in them. It also
But I
points
still
out
feel
that
like, can we get at least
certain
some type
games,
of improvement?
may not be supported on or fully compatible with the Switch 2, but doesn't elaborate further. In fact, the only game we do know about is that there is a new Mario Kart for the Switch 2, and even that didn't get
This
a name
better
in
not
the
be
trailer.
Mario Kart 8 remastered, I swear to God.
Though, everyone's wondering what's up with that new Donkey Kong model.
Oh, wait, what?
Alongside the trailer, Nintendo
What I miss? Oh, he do look kind of. Oh, y'all can't see it. Let me move my camera. He do look kind of crazy. This nigga look like he off the ketamine and shit. Mario Kart 8 Super Deluxe Remaster. Like, nah, I hope not.
Nintendo announced the Switch 2 experience. This is a public event that will allow people to get hands-on with the new device in cities such as New York, LA, and Dallas.
They're doing it in LA. Maybe I'll have to go to this. Let me take a screenshot of this. Save that. Maybe I'll have to go to the Switch 2 experience in April. The only thing that would worry me about this is, like, if this is open to the public, LA is one of the biggest cities in the United States. There's gonna be a lot of Jeremy ass, Luigi hat wearing ass niggas, bruh. Niggas gonna show up to the Nintendo event smelling like Polter Pup and shit. Yeah, IRL.
Ticket registration is free and will begin tomorrow on January 17th. The first of these experiences will be the New York location on April 4th to 6th.
You gotta win a
which will be
ticket?
just a few days after the April 2nd date the reveal trailer ends on. It's unclear if we'll get more information about the device until that date, so the speculation begins. But what are you hoping for the Switch 2? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.
How you know Nintendo fans don't wash their hands? Because they too busy trying to catch them all? Come on, everybody knows this shit, bruh. Everybody knows this shit. You about to see a bunch of Luigi hats and Pikachu onesies? Like the nigga who showed up to E3 smelling like shit, but had a fucking GameCube controller tied around his neck. Like, what are you doing, bruh? The first time in my life I ever witnessed a GameCube lynching, and he did it to himself. I'm like, what are you doing? This is coming from somebody who grew up as a Nintendo kid, so don't take this shit personal. I'm saying it because I've seen it. I love Nintendo, but I ain't one of them niggas, bro. You said musty cosplays, yeah. Isn't it ironic? Like, bitches will show up to the convention dressed as Princess Peach, but you smell like a stale potato. Like, what do you're not Princess Peach. I'm like Princess Plum. Like, I don't hear that shit. What other news? That's all the Switch news I got for y'all. That's all the Switch news I got for you. Other stuff. Bunch of dudes smelling like Samus jumpsuit. Don't say that, because some people would like that. So, what? I would, if I could just get one sniff of Samus's panties. Don't say that. This was really surprising. Sony news. No, that wasn't Shofu. Sony cancels 2 more PlayStation projects. Get this shit the fuck out of my face. Sony's PlayStation has canceled previously unannounced games at 2 of its top subsidiaries, the company said Thursday. The games at the Oregon-based Bend Studio and the Texas-based Blue Point Games were both live service projects designed to draw reoccurring revenue from players. This is definitely someone who had to hit a character count on their article. Just saying shit, bro. The Oregon-based Bend Studio and the Texas-based Blue Point. If you ever wrote an essay, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, geez, I need a few more words. A company spokesperson confirmed the cancellations. In a statement, the spokesperson said the 2 games were canceled following a recent review and that PlayStation will continue making both online and single-player games. Translation, we looked over what you had so far. That shit was ass. Neither studio will be shuttered. Bend and Blue Point are highly accomplished teams who are valued members of the PlayStation Studios family, and we're working closely with each studio to determine what are the next projects, the spokesperson said.
I don't know why anyone follows this stream when you could be stalking.
Yeah, they made Ben made Days Gone too. Rip to Concord too. Over the last few years, PlayStation has invested big in live service games, which are typically multiplayer games with microtransactions and other ways to get money out of the players for months and years after they launch. These games are risky ventures and can be lucrative. For Sony, the strategy led to, they just yapping. I could have swore I saw something else, though, and I think it actually was on here. Hold up, because I read it was like God of War or something. Hold up. I'll just go to Insider Gaming. Bro, get this shit the fuck out of my face. Insider Gaming. Down. See if I can find it. It was. Yeah, I saw it like right before I started streaming. I figured that article had that news. There it is. Yep. So this is the same thing. Yep, Blue Point Games. It was further highlighted at the report aired that one of the canceled games being pieced together, but Blue Point was a live service God of War game. The report stressed that a recent review led to the cancellation of these two unannounced titles, and that following this revelation, PlayStation intends to continue supporting the development of live service games. So there was a live service God of War game.
That $5 could be used to trick on Rouge the Bat.
It goes to show you that Sony really is doubling down on these live service games. But my thing is, like, if you want to do that, why not create something fresh and fun? That's what makes Marvel Rivals fun, is like it's its own thing, and it came in and it saw a hole in the market and it filled the hole, right? Nobody wants to play live service Horizon Zero Dawn and live service God of War. What the fuck is that? It's a single player. Also, Ragnarok was mid. I don't care. Yo, you God of War fans can get mad. The last God of War really wasn't that great. So the last thing that we need is a multiplayer game. I need them to get back on track, because God of War 2018 was great, but Ragnarok was it was all right. The ending was cool, but it dragged. It definitely dragged with all them bullshit ass puzzles, man. I'm glad they canceled this. We don't need this. I play PlayStation for the strong single player games. Everything doesn't need to be a live service game. Somewhere along the lines, we forgot the plot, and the plot is, if you make a really good single player game, it will always sell. I swear to God, every day I stream, somebody comes in this chat and says, hey, I just started playing Mass Effect because of you. Mass Effect came out in 2007. The trilogy ended in 2012. There are still people buying it because of the remaster that came out like 2-3 years ago or something like that. So if your game is good, it's always going to sell, because good games age well. So stop trying to make a live, but a lot of these live service games, like how many Concords, how many Suicide Squads need to get canceled before we say, you know what, maybe we should stop spending $500 million on these fucking live service games that nobody wants to play. We had 6 years worth of content planned, and we only got through 1 year before we had to cancel it, but we already created the shit, and now we're fucked. This is why yesterday I said stop, because there's a rumor that Grand Theft Auto 6 might be $100, which that would be a live service game because Grand Theft Auto Online. Stop. If you can't afford, somebody in the chat say, if you can't afford a $100 game, you're just broke. No. Why do you want to pay more? Just because the game costs more doesn't mean it's going to be better. Just because they spent more time on the game doesn't mean it's going to be better. What are we talking about here? Facts, Avengers should have been enough. Avengers was ass too. Avengers, I knew Avengers. I was a prophet on Avengers. I knew that shit was going to be ass. When the beta dropped and that opening mission, it had you playing the Hulk, the guy who can jump 3 miles at a time, and you're just running through tight corridors with this big brawlic ass nigga. It's like they never played the Hulk Ultimate Destruction games. Half of the fun of the Hulk games on PS2 was jumping around like a fucking maniac, bro. That shit was really like Mario, but you could beat niggas' asses. That was half the fun, jumping from building to building, jumping across the city, beating niggas' asses, throwing tanks and shit like that. They had you running a 4-5 through a tight corridor in Avengers. I said, this game's gonna fail. What else do I got for you? Oh shit. But like you said, these corporations want you to keep buying new iterations. They want you to. Guardians was better than, yeah, and you know what sucks too? A lot of people didn't play Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know if it's still on Game Pass, but if you're looking for a game to play, very underrated. Guardians of the Galaxy was actually really fucking good. It was like Mass Effect meets, I'm trying to think. Mass Effect meets something. Another type of third person action game. I can't think of it. It's not the top of it. It was really good though. Story was really good. It was free. Damn. Final Fantasy 7. Yeah, kind of. The combat kind of was like Final Fantasy 7 remake a little bit. What a project. We see you. It was hella underrated. Other articles that I got for ya. PC gaming has been outperforming console for years, and it's getting stronger. Uh-oh. I don't really care about this article, but I just wanted to spark the console war real quick. I wanted to make niggas mad. A recent report published by Elypium sums up the state of games industry in more than 200 pages. The gargantuan analysis examines everything from consumer spending to hardware records, giving readers critical insights into the last decade or so of gaming knowledge. It reveals, based on key data points, not my feelings, console niggas, PS4 niggas, relax. From multiple sources, PC gaming has become increasingly powerful over the last decade or so, breezing past console platforms and generating more content spending and revenue. Which, if I had to take an educated guess, that's probably why Microsoft has been slowly moving away from the console focus and more towards pushing Game Pass, because Game Pass is also on PC. They just want to get as many subscribers as possible, and they don't care how they generate a sale. That's also why they're probably putting their games on PS5. I've been saying that if you're on a tight budget and you're a hardcore gamer and you can only afford 2 platforms, in my opinion, the best thing to go with is a gaming PC and then either a PS5 or a Nintendo Switch. If you can wait for PlayStation games, I would argue the best combo is a PC and a Nintendo Switch 2, because Nintendo games are exclusive to Nintendo, but PlayStation games come to PC and they're coming faster and faster, just like your mom. In the Olympian report, the cold hard facts are made clear. One slide revealed that since 2011, PC's content spends have dominated living room console revenue by more than 65%. Say it ain't so. Are console gamers broke? PC gamers are spending more than 65% compared to console? Are you niggas only playing Fortnite and buying a skin once every 7 months? And it has earned 225% more than the combined console. PC gaming has earned more than 200% the combined console sales, meaning Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox combined is still not fucking. Are PC gamers the guardians of the culture? It's interesting. So I have to make this argument. Now that we have the numbers, we know PC gamers are the ones who are really spending money. For the people who get upset when a game like Baldur's Gate 3 wins Game of the Year, it was on console, but let's be real, Baldur's Gate was really more of a PC game. When games like that win Game of the Year, respectfully, if you don't agree with it, shut the fuck up. Because I've been over it. PlayStation niggas love to buy PS5s, and they love to sit in Twitter spaces and talk about how Final Fantasy VII Remake or Final Fantasy VII is the greatest RPG of all time. Yet y'all didn't buy Rebirth. Niggas are buying PS5s to get on Netflix, to get on Hulu, HBO Max, just to get upset when they rent a movie off the PlayStation store and then it gets snatched a year later because they didn't own it. What? You niggas own more movies on your PlayStation than games, and you really don't even own the movies because they're getting snatched due to licensing deals. Console gamers, you're on fraud watch. There's nothing wrong with console gaming. I just pulled out my Nintendo Switch on stream. I own the PS5 Pro, although I haven't taken it out of the box because there's no reason to. I don't have anything to play. I got an Xbox right there.
This should be enough money for TBH to cop
What?
a brick from Dr.
We have the numbers. This is not what I feel. PC gamers are the ones funding these games. Why are you guys watching the Game Awards? You're not going to play anything that's announced. You know what's funny? This article actually backs up the 60% because remember, what? Do I have that shit? This is fucking funny, dude. Oh, shit. 60% of playtime in 2023 went to 6-year-old games or older. This data is still relevant. This article backs it up. That means of the 40% of people who are actually playing new games, they're probably PC gamers. So I gotta ask, when you went to Walmart, when you went to Target, you bought that Xbox Series, you put that PS5 on Klarna, on PayPal later, what did you buy it for? Because according to these statistics, y'all are not buying games, bro. More proof that gamers are frauds as a whole. And you know the worst part is, when I upload this to YouTube, there's gonna be people in the comments still, these are facts, nigga. Data, facts. Motherfuckers are still good. I play games. Let's pull up the playtime. What you playing, Fortnite? Call of Duty. All that aggressive and shit. So I say all this to say this. I can argue with all this data that I've been collecting on gamers that the console war is fake. Xbox and PlayStation niggas sit on Twitter and argue in Twitter spaces for no fucking reason. Because according to the data, neither one of you niggas is really buying games. Because I'm going to keep it a buck. Nintendo niggas be buying games. They ain't been putting out much games lately, but when the Switch 2 comes out, they're going to drop games. So if I had to take an educated guess when it comes to who's not buying games, it's the Xbox and PlayStation niggas, bruh. Y'all argue about the console war on social media over shit you don't even play. And this goes back to what I said. Stop being a corporate cocksucker. This makes being a, first of all, sucking the peen of Jeff Bezos is weird in the first place. Because, like, why are you on Lex Luthor's dick? But now we know you're on Lex Luthor's dick. And for no reason. You just riding that shit. You're not even getting nothing. You just riding it for no fucking reason. You're on Zuckerberg's dick for no fucking reason. This shit is crazy. This shit is fucking crazy. Oh my God. This is why we talk about data on the chat.
When you resubscribe,
now listen, that's called motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about.
Yo, shout out to whoever just shout out to Hikimura with the sub. I appreciate it. This shit is fucking funny, man. I'm gonna keep bringing the data up, exposing you fucking frauds, man. And what I'm talking about, if it don't apply, let it fly. Obviously, there's no reason to get offended, especially because at the end of the day, I'm talking about video games. It's never that serious. I'm not personally insulting anybody, but I know somebody gonna get mad. This is why I own all consoles and PC. You out there stimulating the economy. You out there. We got to get out there and stimulate the economy. I do have a problem finishing games, though. Yeah, but at least you're buying them. That's stimulating the economy. You contributing to the GDP, okay? I get it, too. Like, especially as you get older, it's just harder to finish the games. You get more responsibilities. I completely understand. I'm more so talking about the people that don't play any games at all, but you're participating in the conversation about what should and shouldn't be game of the year. According to this data, according to that data, it said 65% of sales are mainly coming from PC gamers. So according to the data, what y'all on Twitter complaining about Black Myth Wukong should have won game of the year? Because according to the data, most of y'all didn't play it. I think y'all just yapping. Why is that the case though? Why are console gamers not buying? Because they primarily play free-to-play games. Let's see. Most popular games, PS5, 2024. Let's go December. Let's see if we can find data on it. Let's see. Top most downloaded games. That doesn't mean most played, though. But, whatever. Most downloaded games for December of 2024. God damn, this shit don't fucking load. Facts, folks rather play free-to-play than buying games. Now I think about it, why are people complaining about online subs when they play free-to-play games? Shit's crazy, ain't it? But, yeah. Let's see. So December 2024 is most played games on PlayStation 5, Black Ops 6, makes sense. NBA 2K25, Madden, FIFA, GTA 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The top 5 games on PS5 last month were 2K, Madden, FIFA, Call of Duty, GTA 5. So this data further backs up what I be talking about. You cannot take it personal when I read that data and I say 65% of actual new game sales are coming from PC games. We actually play games. Console niggas sit on Twitter and Twitter Spaces and talk about what they're going to buy. We know you're not going to buy it because most of y'all are still on PS4s. You can barely afford to buy PSN Plus. Listen, I'm not taking financial advice from a nigga who buys PSN Plus every month. If you're the month-to-month, $10 a month nigga, we don't care. Grow up, buy a year. We don't want to hear it. And you know who the people are able to buy a year? They probably have a PS5. Anyways, laugh my ass off. I just said that. Oh shit. I can't play 2K with y'all tonight, man. My PS Plus fucking expired, man. I gotta get another month to month, man. I'm gonna get paid. Like, bro, you don't need to be playing games. You need to get your life together. My homeboy was mad as hell when Wukong lost. I asked him, did he play it? And he said, nah, I watched it and it looks cool. It be your own people. Hey, call them out. This is what we get. We got to start calling these frauds out, bro. If you want to be part of the culture, you need to participate. Otherwise, be quiet. Be quiet. We need to come up with a new category for the Game Awards. The best casual game of the year. And the nominations will be the same every year. Whatever this year's Call of Duty is, whatever this year's 2K, FIFA, and Madden is, it'll be the same 5 annual games, maybe one different game. and let them vote on that. The best casual game, the Fortnite update or some shit like that. Stop talking about shit you're not playing. The fraud of the year. Speaking of Xbox, though, exclusive. Microsoft Activision denied reports regarding financial performance. We have an update. If you missed yesterday's stream, there was a report that came out that stated that Microsoft has not made their money back from the Activision deal and that the Game Pass sales have stagnated. They thought that, you know, when they bought Activision and they had Call of Duty and the entire Activision IP folder under their realm, their folder or whatever, their umbrella, they thought that Game Pass sales were going to go up, and reports were claiming that that was not the case. But we now have an update saying that shit was a lie. On Wednesday, a report from The Information claimed that Microsoft's purchase of Activision Blizzard has resulted in growth that the company expected with its Xbox business. At this point, it hadn't resulted. The report quotes paywalled one analyst, portfolio manager Danny Fish, is saying Activision has been disappointing for the company's overall revenue. After reaching out to Activision and Microsoft for comment, representatives from both companies not only said the Information's report wasn't accurate and through omission is representing the business, but provided context to show how the company has performed since the purchase along with the state of the Microsoft gaming. I want to know what's the sales on Bethesda games too, because Starfield fucking sucks. Did you niggas make your money back on Bethesda? Because Starfield sucks. In the last 4 earning reports, Microsoft has reported revenue increases regularly for the Xbox content and services. Going back to Q2 2024, Xbox content and services revenue increased by 61%, driven by 55 points of the net impact from the Activision acquisition. For the next quarter, revenue was reported to have increased by 62% with 61 points. All right, so here's the problem with this data, right? We have to read between the lines. If you really wanted to dispel this number that they're not making money with the Game Pass after the Activision acquisition, you should have gave specific numbers in comparison to other specific numbers, right? Like, we generated $100 million a year before buying Activision. Here we are in Q2 2024, and we're now generating $250 million. You see what I'm saying? But when you just give percentages, well, percentage of what? Right? Because I mean, 62% is a big number. Let's say they were only generating $10 million a month. It's or a year off the Game Pass, right? It's easy to generate a 62% increase if you weren't selling shit in the first place. Are y'all following me? So I want to see the whole pie. These numbers can be a little bit, this doesn't dispel the original article is the point I'm trying to make. We bought Starfield for the hype and hope and was tricked. I mean, it was Bethesda, yeah, but I mean, people are starting to understand what I say when I say World War Bethesda. They can't be trusted. Breaking the numbers down, Activision has accounted for over 85% of each quarter's revenue increase. It also shows over the last 3 quarters a slight steady growth outside of Activision's impact from a low 1 point to 8 points. I think it's just unrealistic standards that these corporations have, like Square Enix. No, that's facts. That's one of the biggest issues is these people at the top, they're just greedy and they don't know how to stop. All they see is trying to make more money and they don't understand it. There's only so many people on earth who are going to be gamers. I said this yesterday. Gaming is the #1 form of media in the world. It's bigger than movies, music, books, whatever the fuck you like, right? And even still, there's no way to captivate 100% user base on Earth. You know why? Because A, some humans are not going to be interested in video games. And then of the ones who are interested, there's no guarantee they're going to be interested in your platform. We're talking about Xbox. That might be a PlayStation or a PC or a Nintendo person. So that's the pool of gamers that are possible to get. Then you also got a pool you can't get. Maybe older people. Senior people who don't have the reflexes, you know, they don't have the motor skills to play games anymore because they're in an old people home and they're waiting to, you know, pass away, you know, rest in peace. And then you have, you know, children, very young children who just can't play games because once again, they don't have the motor skills because they haven't developed them. They're fucking toddlers. They're too busy throwing up on the floor and running all over the place in a Spider-Man outfit. That's what they're doing. So there's no way for any corporation of any business to 100% acquire a 100% user base. But for some reason, these billionaire types can't wrap that around their brain. They just think, oh, we got to get 20% every month or every year. We need to see this type of, it's not possible. It's the downside of capitalism. It causes increased greed. When really you should be focusing on how you can satisfy the customer as much as possible and just maintain a steady income and take care of your take care of your consumers and your workforce. Because if you have an efficient workforce, they're gonna work harder. That's I'm trying to figure out when we gonna figure out that shit. You feel me? Yeah, that's the problem Netflix has been having. Yeah, there's only so many people that are gonna be interested in Netflix, and then now Netflix has competition, but also Netflix's shows are very expensive to produce, so they're rolling the dice. It's just not possible, man. And the thing about Netflix is competing with every subscription service. Matter of fact, every subscription service is competing with every subscription service. So like I might have Game Pass, and because of that, I might not be able to afford Netflix. You can't get it all, because not all of us ball. You feel me? Real shit. Economics. They chasing those COVID numbers. Yeah. COVID had numbers crazily inflated, and it made people, instead of having the mindset of, man, we had a good couple years, everybody was endured because of COVID, they thought, oh yeah, we about to stick with this. So a lot of people picked up gaming because of COVID, but they weren't really passionate about it. They didn't really love it. It was just something to do. They probably bought a Nintendo Switch. They was in the house playing Animal Crossing, but when it was time to go back to the workforce, they went, or they could go back outside and, you know, go to a party, whatever the fuck they're into. They probably still are gamers, but they're not hardcore gamers, and you cannot rely on them to purchase things regularly. Bored in the house bored. Something like that. So yeah, that's what I got for you with the Xbox stuff. Somebody sent me this video. What is this? Somebody else's leak pages gotta go. Okami's creator, Hideki Kiyama, calls out the shitty leakers over the Nintendo Switch 2. I hope all the people who leaked the Switch 2 information and those who helped leak it will be cursed for the rest of their lives to have to always poop on the soles of their shoes when they get home. I gotta hear this in the context, because this sounds like it could be like a joke. In text, it sounds like it could be real, though. The worst of scum, because if this is real, this is a little OD. They should have been covered in shit from head to toe and thrown out of the atmosphere, and then stop thinking and wondering forever. It's not that deep. Like, so the rumors are true. Nintendo's fucking pissed. This shit's crazy. Netflix acquired the airing rights for the Women's World Cup in 2027 and 2031. They're coming for sports as well. Yeah, didn't they have the boxing match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson? Why are you hitting me, dude? Hi. What's up, buddy? I'm joined by the very handsome Akamaru the dog. They got WWE. Yeah, but I don't watch oiled up, baby oiled niggas roll in the mud and shit. I don't do that. All right, what's this video? What in the world is a gaming charger? Somebody linked, I think it was JP that linked this.
Nothing super flashy, nothing that's gonna blow your socks off, but just something that by the end of the video, I think a lot of you are gonna be saying, huh, yeah, I think I might want to get one of those. Practical tech is kind of the best tech. Like, the tech that I use most often is usually the boring stuff that just makes my life a little bit easier. I can focus on the important things. And AverMedia just sent me these two
AverMedia. I don't know, man. I don't know about AverMedia. I wouldn't trust this shit. I mean, I don't know what this is. We still at the beginning of the video, but he said AverMedia made it. Fun fact, I'm blackballed by AverMedia. Them niggas sent me way back in the day when they first started making competitors to the Elgato. They sent me a capture card, and I created a review for that. You said, really? I'm explaining it right now. They sent me a capture card, which was a competitor to Elgato. It let you record console gameplay. This was like 10 years ago. And they got mad because I made the review and I slandered that shit because it didn't work. When I recorded the footage, it was super ashy. It was like blinking or whatever. And they was like, wait. There's like, don't publish the video, please. I was being honest. Like, you guys sent me the product. You're not paying me. Also, you couldn't pay me off if you wanted to. The deal was, you send me the product for free and I get my honest impressions of it. Is it worth getting this console recording device, right? The shit was ass. It didn't work. I had made the video and then I had to send it to them so they could preview it. They was like, wait, we'll send you another one. Please make another video or whatever. I was like, okay. They sent me a second Elgato, not Elgato, AverMedia capture card. This is the very first one. That shit didn't work either. Then these niggas try to tell me, well, you need to check your console. Maybe something's wrong. I was like, nah, I haven't. Was this before Elgato? This might have been the Hapag HD. I think I was using a Hapag HD PVR back then. They tried to tell me something was wrong with my console. I was like, nah. I was like, I make 3 videos a week recording gameplay. There's nothing wrong with my console. Your shit doesn't work. These cheap ass fucking parts, right? It was like, all right, send us a third one, please. Please. They said, wait, we'll send you a third one for free. Just send us the one back. We just want an honest review. Maybe you're getting bad. They send me a third capture card. And guess what happened? That shit didn't work. So guess what I did? I published the original video I made about the first one because they sent me 3 different devices and all of them were defective. So if it was one that was bad, maybe I just had bad luck. You gave me 3. Clearly your supply chain is fucked up. So they ended up getting mad at me because I published the video. Long story short, years later, like 5 years later, they had like a new product. And you know, with these companies, they reach out to PR companies as the middleman, and the PR company will reach out to you, right? So this middleman PR company reached out to me and they said, "Hey, do you want to review this new Avera Media product?" They had some new capture card. I was like surprised. I was like, okay, sure. So then they submit my name to Avera Media, and then they came back with an email. The PR people, they was like, actually change your mind. They're not sending you shit. And I was like, why? They said somebody up the top don't like you. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck that company, bro. But anyways, I can buy the shit. I don't care, bro. I got blacklisted. That's a true story.
How to describe this? Just look. You have 2
shit.
USB-C.
I'll listen to it though. Maybe they got better. They're still around. Somebody's buying their products. Skip the intro though. Where should I go to? Pull up per site. Where should I go to?
Into it.
Let's just do 1.5. No, oh, no. What the fuck is sleeper mode? Playback speed 1.5.
First of all, if you're a streamer on Twitch or YouTube, there's something you need to know about this, but also you need to know about the sponsor of today's video, Owned.pro. Owned.pro is the fastest.
230? Okay.
So 45, 45, and 5. But that's not what you're here for. There are plenty of triple 100-watt chargers. What's the HDMI for? Why is this a gaming charger? Well, let's start with the Elite Go, the Pro one, the more expensive one. Which one was it again? This one. You may have noticed that the 2 USB-C ports were actually labeled differently. Did you notice that? If you did notice, reward yourself by hitting the like button down below. That doesn't make any sense, but I'm gonna stand by it. The top port has this little source icon, a lot like the source button on your TV. That's where you would plug in your handheld device, like a Nintendo Switch or an ROG Ally or a Steam Deck. You can charge your handheld with the bottom port, but we're saving that port for something else that we're gonna get to in a second. Plus, when you're charging your handheld with the source port up here, you're also sending a video signal into this device that can then go out of this HDMI into a TV. So now you take your Switch or your Steam Deck on vacation with you to a hotel, you plug your Steam Deck into this, you plug your TV into this, and you can now game in a hotel on the TV. What a miracle.
Okay. I guess that's useful. So it's a fast charger, but it's also an HDMI port. So if you bring your Switch when you travel and you're in the hotel, you can play your Switch on the TV. I guess that's pretty useful if you travel a lot with your Switch.
The first time I actually used
I would
hotel
imagine,
TV.
Does this work with the Steam Deck too?
I never use those. This HDMI port supports 4K 60 or even 1440p, 144 if you want to like use it at home on your gaming monitor. My 3-year-old is just starting to get into video games, and I will be having gaming sessions with her when I'm on vacation, which is something I've never done before because I'm not bringing this. I'm not removing this from my TV setup.
You don't want to travel with that.
Who brings this? Not me, but I do always bring a 100-watt triple charger with me everywhere I go anyway. Now I have one that lets me play video games on the hotel TV.
Better.
And I think that's pretty cool. I'm gonna bring this one. So how about that bottom charging port there that I said
you
we
mentioned
the
Steam
computer
Deck
icon
and the ROG Ally.
Did you notice the icon? If you didn't notice it, you are not allowed to hit that like button.
Reverse psychology.
I get the gist of it.
Awesome.
So how much does it cost? That's the question. Is that a link right there? No. What's it called? Depends on how much it costs.
Well, it turns out you can not only pass the video signal through the HDMI, you can also capture it inside OBS if you plug your computer into the bottom one. This is also a capture card. Wow! Before this, if you wanted to stream a Switch, I don't have the Joy-Cons on here, but if you wanted to stream a Switch on the go, you needed to bring the Switch, you needed to bring the dock, you needed to bring the Switch power switch, you needed to bring a capture card, and you needed to bring power for your laptop or whatever you were streaming with. Now, that's it. And you were already bringing this because it charged everything you brought. This is what I mean.
He says it's $89. That's kind of pricey for that. I would say if you're someone who travels a lot, like you're a business person and you're always catching flights, so you're always in hotels, I would say this is worth the money. And you like to game, you got a Steam Deck or you got a Switch, I would say this is worth the money. But like these days, I don't travel as much, so like there's no use for me. But I'm sure they'll find a market. I don't know if it's worth $89 though. I feel like this is like a $40 device at most. But that's cool. I get it. Wait, it's a capture card inside? Yeah, there's a capture card too. So you can record stuff. It's an Elgato. You can put your Switch or your Steam Deck on the TV, and it's a fast charger. So like that, yeah, that's useful if you travel. I thought you'd like the idea because like you said, the handhelds are taking over, which further proves it. Like people are investing in the technology. There's a market for that. There's definitely a market for it. I get the gist of it. I think B would love this for a vacation. Who's B? Who's B? If you're on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. You've always been a stand-up guy to not only your audience, but to anyone who watches your vids. Oh, you talking about the Avra Media stuff? I appreciate you. I always had the ideology when it comes to content creation. If you take care of your audience, they'll take care of you. Like, you're gonna have ups and downs, but if you take care of your audience, like Avra Media is not the only company that blackballed me. Sony don't like me either. Saving the bees. I figure that's what you're talking about. Yeah, and I feel like that's where a lot of creators, they fuck up because they get to a point where they start to skyrocket and they see the big sponsorships come in. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, today I got offered a sponsorship for a university. But I told my agent, I was like, let me do some research on that because, like, I don't want to. Like, I really like Factor. I fuck with them. I was eating Factor meals before they offered me a sponsorship. I used to eat them when I was in Florida, and when I first moved here and I was working for G4, I paid with my own money because I didn't have time to cook. I was on television. But like, yeah, I got an offer for like a university, and I was like, let me do some research because I'm like, I got to make sure this ain't some ICDC college type shit, fucking DeVry. Like, I'm just not like thirsty for money. For me, it's like, as long as I can pay my bills, I'm cool. Like, I have no desire to be the richest person in the world. That's kind of like my philosophy is if you take care of your audience, which my job is like, yeah, people think I'm funny, but they also like to hear like the truth. So like, as long as I'm honest to like people, I feel like people will be honest to me. So drop 10 subs in the chat to apologize because you bitch ass niggas haven't. I'm going to use the bathroom and then we going to play the game.